and it was challenging. Like there would be, I mean, one thing that was really exciting was there's griffins, these like level 40 creatures that would go around and just attack you, like, you know, even if you're level 1, you know, from like a long distance away. So it was very, you know, you had to be very careful. You know, it's like you're going into, you know, the African savannah with lions there. You know, you have to be very careful about traveling, and so that was really exciting, kind of mixing in high level creatures with low level creatures, and then, you know, also which when you mix in low level creatures with high level creatures, you're also mixing low level players with high level players. So I mean, it's really awesome to see high level players, um, you know, in your area, and like, wow, like they're fighting these giant creatures, and you know, you're just like, yay, like they're killing the griffin and stuff. And so it's just really exciting to have that kind of mixed gameplay. It's not like there's no segregation, like where the high levels are in their own place and the low levels are here. You know, that's boring and it's kind of wimpy. So having all that going on, you know, it's a lot of excitement going on there. And then, you know, also the high levels feel cool because, you know, then they become like the heroes of the little noobs and stuff, and so it's fun for them too, and they can give a noob a weapon that dropped off of the creature, and the noob's like, oh my gosh, you know, and it's just junk to them. So it's an exciting thing to have that happen. And you know what? One thing I tried to do in one of the MMOs I played since then, Celtic Heroes, was to try to try to make it so that the noobs can help the high level players. You know, so it's like, you know, like let's say the high level needs 15 star gems or something, but then the star gems drop off of like they're a rare drop on low level creatures or something. You know, so then it's like, you know, the noobs can help the high levels get the star gems, and the high levels can pay them for that or whatever. So that's also a fun thing to do. And you know, having like a trading culture. You know, in EverQuest there was the EC tunnel. It was called the East Commons Tunnel, which was, you know, right in like a level 5 leveling area, maybe like 5 to 7 leveling area. So when you're level 5 to 7, you see this little tunnel in the distance, and there's like hundreds of high levels in the tunnel, and they're all shouting, hey, I have this for sale, hey, I want to buy this and stuff. And so you could go over there and they would like cast awesome spells on you and stuff. And so that was also fun, is having trading actually be like an in-game culture. It's not like, oh, the auction house, you know, it's like kind of outside the game. But trading was all totally inside the game. There was no um, extra level of you know, organization. There was no auction house. There was no whatever. So having trading all in game was a very I feel important thing for the game experience. And also camping. You know, having, you know, wandering monsters is cool. You know, you're going around and killing them. But when you want to group, you don't want to be running around killing wandering monsters. You want to be camping, as they call it. So sitting in the same spot, and then monsters will keep spawning and stand still. You know, so like, you know, like in EverQuest, it was like orc camps. So you would sit in around these like tents, and then like monsters would pop. They call them popping or spawning, and they would just show up out of nowhere, and you would have these monsters there, and then you could attack them whenever you wanted. And you know, there was strategy in pulling. You know, certain classes could pull one of the monsters, and then, but if you just went up there randomly, all of them would come. You know, so there's a lot of strategy with how to pull the monsters. You know, so you only fought one at a time and stuff. And so, and that was fun. You know, just being able to find those groups and shouting, "Hey, I'm level 6 mage looking for a group." You know, and people are like, "Hey, we have a group over here," and you're like, "All right, I'm coming." You know, so that's a really fun thing. And you know what also is fun is when you don't know where they are. You know, you're like level 10 looking for group, and they're like, we're over at this other thing, and you're like, man, I've never been there. Can somebody help show me the way? And they're like, yeah, I'll just meet at the pier or something. So then you go to the pier, and they just lead you through, you know, this like dangerous area, and you know, with these monsters that are ready to kill you. And somehow you make it, and you're like, wow, I don't even know where I am right now. This is like exciting and stuff, and and then signing on the next time and seeing the same person there and being like, dang, like, hey, you want a group again? Just getting to know people, and it's really fun. I mean, especially if you know, like they're a higher level than you, but they still care about helping you and stuff, and it's just it's exciting. It's a very exciting thing. So yeah, that's the thing about EverQuest is, man, when you're traveling through, it's dangerous. There could be monsters that come to attack you and can easily kill you, or the thing is about these monsters is they never let you go. They will keep following you and hitting you until you zone, and that is like cross the zone line where it like loads and stuff. So I also think zoning, I think it's an important part of an MMO. Lots of times people are pushing for zone-free games where it's just totally open world and there's no loading times and stuff. But I like the loading times. I think it helps. There's certain things that break up the monotony, and one of those is loading times, and I think that it's not a bad thing at all. And another thing is spawn times. It's like there's no push to make it like constant action, but that's really not what an MMO is. An MMO is like, a lot of the time is gonna be waiting, and not like a long time. Like not like you're waiting for like 5 hours for something to spawn, but the fun comes when you're waiting 5 minutes. You kill some monsters and you have 5 minutes of downtime roughly, because then that's enough time to actually relax and to actually engage with the other players and stuff, but it's not too long to where you're just like doing other things and kind of going AFK and stuff. So yeah, so when you're with a group camping a group of monsters, you'll clear the camp, and then you'll have about 5 minutes before they spawn again. And I think that's the way to go. And if you have super rare monsters, just like what EverQuest did, is you have the camps and they're going, and then 1 out of every 100 camp respawns, you get this super rare monster. So if you're looking for that rare thing, you still have things to do. You're still clearing the camp, and another thing is make it doable at that level, so it's not like you're level 40 waiting on a level 10 camp to get the item you need. So, you're level 10, you're at the camp, and then after 100 spawns roughly, the super unique, spawns, and then you get this special drop. So you want to make it equal to the level, you know what I mean? So it's like the level 10 gets the level 10 super awesome item. It's not like a level 40 has to sit through 100 waves of level 10 monsters. That's not fun. So yeah, and having friends play is also really important, like real life friends playing makes it a lot more exciting too. And yeah, so man, that's pretty much it. And then just having like like I said before, like when you're going to a place that you've never been before and they're like, hey, I'll take you and stuff. It's like that experience of exploring something, and not just exploring to explore, because World of Warcraft has that a lot, at least at the beginning. You're just, nobody really cares about seeing the sights and stuff. That's not what exploring an MMO is about. Exploring an MMO is about challenge, like dangerous to travel. It's like, man, dude, I went to West Commons today, man. You're like, dang, like you just crossed all those bears and you passed the will-o-wisps and stuff. It's like a dangerous trek, So that's what made it exciting, was the risk involved. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's what makes an MMO really good. Number one factor is it has to be a flat rate. I mean, ideally, you would sell the game I mean, obviously, ideally, it would be cheap. You know, you sell the game for $20 and you can play forever. You know, that would be ideal. And really, it doesn't cost that much to run servers. I mean, where most of the money goes is into employees, but really, do you need employees? I really don't think so. I mean, I could have a rack of servers, which is like a lot. You know, having a rack of servers is having like tens of thousands of players online, okay? And I wouldn't need any employees. I mean, you know, sure there's like support, you know, like GMs, but you know what? I would just appoint volunteer GMs, you know. So there really wouldn't be a reason. I mean, I'm paying the power bill, you know, really, that's not a big deal, you know. You could pay that with just people buying the game, you know, and if people stop buying the game, then that means that you need to move so forward somehow. I mean, take donations maybe, you know, if you really do have incurring costs that you need to cover. But I mean, really, a game can be run with just one person just tending the servers, and really that's it, you know. And then volunteers could be doing the GMing, the game mastering, like, you know, if there's disputes or things like that. So that's also important in order to keep people from being douchebags. You know, literally, to keep people from being douchebags, number one, you have to make it so it's not pay to play. You know, or it's not pay to win. So you can't spend extra money to get extra privileges. So that's doing that, where it's just a flat fee to pay, will make it so that the players are a lot less douchebaggy. And another thing is making the max level, not obscenely high. In the game Celtic Heroes I played, the max level got to like 240, and it's just it literally would take you decades to get there without paying to win. You know, buying experience boosters and stuff. So you can't do that. That will also make your players douchebaggy. And another thing is making the drop so that they're not, you know, like level 10 super unique monsters. That drop should not be valuable to level 40 players, you know, because then the level 40 players will just go around killing all the level 10 super monsters and leaving the level 10s out to dry, you know. So you don't want to do that. That was another huge problem in the Celtic Heroes game I played. So you want everything to be specific to their level. You want the level 10 super unique monster to drop a great level 10 item. So level 10s are like, oh, this is awesome, but then level 40s are like, oh, that's junk. You know, so that's what you want. You want there to be that discrepancy, okay? So that players stay on their monsters and they don't just wipe out all of the lower level monsters. Yeah, so, and then also don't make it illegal to sell items in real life. You know, people should be able to sell items or their accounts or whatever in real life. That should be allowed. And you should make it easy for players to change their names. You know, so it's like, if a player wants to sell their account, they can be like, well, I'm just going to change the name so that they don't ruin my reputation, you know. So make that easy to happen as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so MMOs, and that's the psychology of it. So thanks for watching. I am the Nature Hacker. Doer.